Hi everyone, this is Calvin, Professor C here. So today we are going to change the format a little bit because today we are going to do a joint Zoom um, interview with one of the founder for a company. Now, before I introduce him, I want to ask you a question, right? Being a new mortgage agent, a lot of the time when you get the deal, like all the way to the instruction to the lawyer and all that, have you ever wondered what happened to the case? Like you don't usually communicate with the lawyer, so it kind of feels that the deal went into a black hole until hopefully it's successfully closed on time, and that's a lot of uh, a lot of new mortgage agent is asking me actually what happened after the deal leave the lender, like the bank or the trust company, and I have no more contact with the um, lawyer. I don't know how it is, how the deal is progressing and all that. And a lot of the time, it is very difficult for you to actually call the lawyer to follow up because, first of all, most lawyers are very busy. Second of all, they sometimes, even when they pick up the phone, they won't even answer you because you're not even their client. Like they literally would say, sometimes would say that I cannot disclose anything to you due to privacy. You are not my client. If you want to follow up, ask your client to follow up with me, right? So this company is here to solve that problem, right? And before I introduce him, I would want to let you know that you can still go to Amazon and buy my book. If you want to join our masterclass, which will meet once a week live in a small group setting, you can join that. It is on the patreon.com/CalvinChanMortgage. Or if you want to learn my step-by-step approach from getting client all the way to closing, you can join my live workshop. And I am going to give you a hint that we are launching a new product next week also. And for those who follow my video, I will have some prize for you. So next week, make sure you follow my next video and I will tell you a little bit more. So without further ado, let's go and introduce this company and the founder of it. Hello everyone, this is Calvin, Professor C here. Today I am very honored to have Allen Walia. And I will let him introduce himself to you. I am very excited to have him on our YouTube channel, and he will, you guys will learn a lot and will benefit a lot from him. So Allen, all yours.
Thank you, Calvin. Hello, everyone. This is Allen Walia. I'm the co-founder and CRO of Deeded. For all of you guys who haven't checked out Deeded, check out www.deeded.ca. You will see a lot of info there. But basically, to give you a bit of background, we do real estate closings for clients who are buying, selling, refinancing. We help them close during this crazy market, right? And amongst other things. But yeah, that's a quick, a few seconds intro.
Good. So, Alan, last time we spoke, you have shown me demo of your company and your software, and it just blows me away because it is amazing. I know a lot of client as well as new mortgage agent, they are having difficulty tracking anything after the approval and all that. And for us, we are commission based, and anything in between, like from the beginning of the purchase transaction all the way to ending, any hiccups would means that our commission is in jeopardy, right?
Yeah.
So we don't stop our job at the approval level
Yeah.
unless until they got the key, the client get the key. Every step along the way is important to us.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how your company can help us as well as the consumer, um, you know on the stage that is after the approval, how it makes our life much more easier.
No, absolutely, Calvin, and well said. I think as mortgage agents, as you rightly said, in my understanding, a lot of the mortgage agents, sometimes feel that okay, once everything is firm and they hand off the claim to the law firm, the job is done, and I can now move on to my next client. I think as a mortgage agent, our job starts at that stage, because then the whole a series of legality and paperwork and all the stress comes in, where the clients need to do a lot of things to ensure they close smoothly, and there's no hiccups, and as such, right? And that's where I feel there's a big gap between that time of really going firm and closing, be it a purchase or a refinance. I think a lot of the times brokers don't feel, the mortgage agents don't feel they have much control when it comes to working with the lawyer and their team, because a lot of times there's lack of communication. A lot of times, things are not being, are not told to the mortgage agent as to what's going on with their current file, what documents have you already received, what documents we need, when will be the signing, and a lot of other things, right? It's funny. I was speaking to one of the mortgage agents, last week, and they were telling me about this crazy story that they had some sort of like hiccup with the law firm. They were, basically having one of their clients, go through, using it for their closing. And during that mess up, the mortgage broker called and basically wanted to speak to the lawyer regarding what's going on, with my client. And the lawyer basically said, "Hey, look, it's not your deal. As in, like, you're not the client. My client is basically the person who's the owner of the property. So let him call. You're not my client." And right away, the mortgage agent was like absolutely shocked, felt disrespected, because hey, like, in the end, you guys are the ones who bring in the business. You guys are the ones who build a relationship, sometimes for years before you get a deal from your client. And if you get some, a similar sort of, experience from your lawyer, or, imagine if he can or she can speak to you this way, who's the source of the business. Imagine how will they treat your clients, right? So the idea is to, reimagine how real estate closings are being done over the few decades, and how do we bring in a fresh approach, a modern approach, an approach that is customer centric, an approach that is, designed keeping the mortgage agents in mind, right?
Yeah, definitely. The situation you just mentioned basically happened to us almost like, I wouldn't say daily, but weekly or at least monthly. So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So how does your company and your software help us? Can you
Yeah,
maybe
I just
share?
wanted to share my screen with you. Give me 1 second. While I'm doing that, I just wanted to kind of, also share, a quick story. So one of the
Sure.
reasons why, we came up with Deeded was because, of this experience, that we had, myself personally. I think, when we started off a couple of years back, so I was buying a property, and it was a pretty, tight closing, right? So Friday, before the weekend, I was asked to come in by the clerk. So I go in, I bring in whatever documentations they needed, for photocopying and all that. So I bring in all that, right? And then basically I was asked, by by the clerk that, hey, we've been, gotten whatever we wanted. Now we need we need you to, bring in another set of documents the next day, and then, make sure that that you bring it in on Monday or whatever, right? So I go in and I drive all the way. The lawyer's office was apparently like, it was 1.5 hours, drive from my office, right? From my place. So I would drive all the way, I drove all the way Friday, and then Monday again I drive all the way to the lawyer's office to find out that the specific clerk I was talking to, and Friday, who I gave all the documentation and, wasted so much time with, apparently, she went on some sort of leave, like sick leave or not leave, I'm not sure.
Oh no.
Right? And the most shocking part is there was no, documentation of what chat we had. Some of the other clerks had absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Where are the documents? Where are the photocopies? And again, it was a tight closing. So basically, they were like, "Oh, we got to start everything over. I'm sorry, come back again, Thursday. We'll open up everything." And I'm like, "Hey, like the closing is pretty tight. You won't be able to make it." And that happened, and that exactly, that's what I had to face. There were delays, and I had to, they shot a couple of grants, and it was penalties. It was a pretty, stressful time at that point, and also like it was a lot of like anger there because, like, in the end, like as a client, as it is, when you're going through a buying or a refinancing process, there's a lot of documentation, and it's not like that's the only thing in our lives as a client. There's COVID going on, there's kids from home, doing their schooling, and there's so many things happening. And then there's, this documentation, and, speak to lawyers, speak to the mortgage brokers, and this, and that. So amongst all this, the client sometimes gets really, they get really, really angry. And so was I, right? So we sat down, and, I sat down with my co-founder, and we were like, hey, like, we need to, sort something out here because this whole, industry seems to be messed up, right?
Yeah.
And after, we sat down and we actually, took a real good look at what the process is. Again, from our previous companies, we had a lot of relationships, with mortgage brokers, real estate agents, and hence, we had, multiple rounds of chats with them. We wanted to understand what is exactly the issue. And the issue was pretty simple, and again, with personal experience, the process currently with a lot of law firms is not up to date. They don't have any systems. There's no documentation. Still manuals, highly inefficient, old school. A lot of the staff, from a lot of the law firms are old school. They don't adapt to technology well, and their systems are again, like, all over the place, right? What happens in the end is then hence misplaced documents, last minute scrambling, delays, penalties, and all that. Lack of communication is huge. So the most common thing that I personally experienced, and then what I heard from a lot of mortgage brokers as well, was that, hey, like the whole closing process is so slow, B, frustrating, and C, it's really, really, untransparent. There's no communication. It feels like, everyone is in a black box.
We feel like we exactly walk into a black hole or something like that.
Right?
They don't allow you to call in, and all that stuff.
Yeah, and if a client tries to call the firm or emails them, chances are you probably hear from them in after a week or so. So I was speaking to another client yesterday, and they said, their lawyers called them, so basically tomorrow is their closing, and, the lawyer hasn't even spoken to them once or the last month. So I'm like, and the clients were like freaking out, right?
That sounds like
right?
That sounds like a lot of the time that's what we are hearing. So
Right.
yeah, so I'm really excited for you to introduce what your firm and company can do for mortgage agent and the client.
Yeah, so basically, what we wanted to do was, package, a service designed specifically for busy families, busy clients who can complete the entire closing from home. So literally, when you're working with us as your lawyers, your mortgage broker can upload the documents from their side, to our portal. And again, as for mortgage agents, it literally takes a minute to set up a client and the documents. Once that is done, we, get hold of the paperwork, the first thing that happens is right away we pick up the phone and give a call to the client. And I kid you not, 99% of the times the clients are absolutely shocked. They're like, oh my
Of
God,
course, of course.
what happened? I mean, I've never expected, my lawyers to be calling us, right? So, and again, the idea is not to be a very technical call. The idea is not to be, getting into a lot of technicalities. The idea is more into, connecting with the client on a personal level, making sure the clients are calm. We can reduce their anxiousness, their stress, understand their story, because again, every client comes in with a unique story, right? Oh, I'm a first time buyer, or just got married, I moved in from another country, whatever, right? So the idea is to, listen to their story, connect with them, calm them down, explain the next steps. More importantly, explain the pricing, what to expect, and again, make it completely transparent. After that is done, then we basically onboard the client through our portal, through the client portal, ask whatever documentation we can collect. And then, the last step is this, the whole signing appointment. So again, we do everything, electronically, so the clients can literally sign all their documents using their phone. And in about, 15, 20 minutes, you're able to sign everything and you're done.
Wow.
So basically, you can close, your purchase or refinance from home without having to print anything. There's no scanning involved. There's no faxing involved. There's nothing, right?
That's amazing.
It's really, really seamless. Just wanted to show you, one of the reasons, how we do it. So for mortgage agents, so, the portal looks like this. So, we set up a portal for the agents. You have your own login and password. So once you log in, you are able to see a button on the dashboard which says add a new client.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you have a new client, you click on it, and a form like this pops up on the dashboard. And all you need to do is simply, put in the client's name, contact number, upload their documents, so be it an agreement of purchase and sale or mortgage commitment or whatever you have.
Mm-hmm.
Submit the docs, boom, click on submit, you're done. And literally in a few seconds, you're able to set up the client from your dashboard. Once the client is set up, then you can go into, my transactions, and you'll be able to see the list of all the transactions that are ongoing with us, right? And every time you click in on a transaction and you go in, you are able to exactly see what status, what is the status for that specific client in terms of what is their progress. And we basically make sure, the idea is to keep it, again, make it completely transparent, and for you to have at least a high level idea of what's going on with my client.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not stuck in the middle praying to God that everything goes well, right? You exactly know what's going on. So, you can exactly keep a track of what deal stage are they at. Oh, for this one, the intake has been completed, or we're waiting for mortgage instructions, or we're waiting for the signing appointment to be booked, or whatever, right? So that way, on the go as you're working and doing, your own lead gen and prospecting and client conversations and all that, you can also, keep a track of what's going on with your current clients. So again, makes your life really easy. And more than that, I think, Alvin, the idea was to make sure that the mortgage agents have 100% control onto the relationship, because it's your client, and you need to make sure that your client, is always happy and what's going on. Because if there's any mess up that happens during that time, the first person the client's going to call is you.
Yes, definitely.
Right, and if you don't have any answer to what's going on, not only the client will be even more, frustrated and angry. Chances are you'll possibly lose the relationship, because the client sometimes feel that, okay, probably the mortgage agent is not experienced, so they don't know what's going on or whatever, right? So you want to make sure, right?
Exactly.
Sorry.
So I mean, that's totally how we feel it. Like recently, I have a client that come back and tell me that, hey, you know what? The lawyers charged me, something extra, like $1,000 extra, and the deal has been closed, but
Right.
then 2 weeks after, the client called us back and say, hey, you know what? I got charged about an extra $1,000, and I said, why? And they just say, oh, the lawyer said that something wrong with you guys, did something or something like that. I mean, really, I say I purchase and sell multiple transaction myself, and I've never heard that. Like you just feel that you are in the black hole, and also being a scapegoat because like they can say whatever and blame it on us, and then it's crazy.
Absolutely.
The fee is not transparent at all. They can charge whatever and just say, oh, because the instruction got to us like late or something like that.
Yeah, so rush fees and all that. No, absolutely. And I think how we think about it, like as a client and as a mortgage broker as well, there needs to be predictability as to what am I getting for the service. So imagine this: you walk into a Starbucks today and you order, your cappuccino, whatever you like to kind of get, and you order your regular coffee, and when they give you the bill, it says 10 grand.
Yeah.
The first thing you'll be feeling is basically tremendous shock, like what happened here, like and that's what technically what the mortgage agents feel, sometimes the clients feel, because the experience is not consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they'll charge you something. The other times you'll see some random charges on the closing bill. Sometimes they'll pick up your phone. Sometimes they won't pick up your phone. So that's where there's transparency issues, there's predictability issues, and more than that, I think a lot of the times because the mortgage brokers are not able to deliver a consistent experience, it also affects your business, right?
Yeah.
You don't look good in front of your clients.
So I know your platform can, like, I mean, one of the things that last time we spoke and attract me a lot is the transparency of the fee. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so let me get into that. So before that, I just wanted to talk about the client side. So basically, once the agent sets up the client, we receive the client, and as I mentioned, once we do the phone call, we onboard them, and the clients are confident to move forward. They exactly know what's going on. They basically go through the client intake, and again, it's a breeze. Everything is step by step, and the client basically completes the information, and we ask for all the documentation and IDs and all that, so they can upload it from their phone or computer, right? Once that is done, then we come to the most important part, which is the signing appointment, right? And we wanted to make sure the signing can be done remotely, and the clients are able to sign from home or wherever they want, without having to drive up and down the lawyer's office or have someone come into your house, especially during this COVID time, right?
Yeah, now it's very important on that. Like,
right?
Yeah.
So and more than that, I think it's also a great opportunity, for clients to kind of take advantage of the flexibility. Sometimes clients can sign late nights, weekends, mornings, whatever, right? So you don't have to be you're open 9 to 5 or whatever, right? So on the day of signing, we are on video with the team. We go through, they go through a layer of security, so one-time password, boom, and then you get access to the documents. Your phone becomes a signing pad, so using your finger you sign, and all signatures are transcribed to the document, and boom, you're done. In about 15-20 minutes, you're able to sign everything using your phone. So again, as I mentioned, it's like for the client, it's a really, really easy experience. Remember, Calvin, I was telling you last time, I was looking at one of the videos that the clients were signing with us, a couple of months back, and the client was literally signing the documents while driving the cart at Costco. Right? And I was like, oh my God, like this is fantastic, because it gives you such ease and convenience of being able to sign everything from wherever you are, right? You could have done it with your realtor, possibly a couple of years back. You could have done it with your mortgage broker, but imagine to be able to do it with your lawyer. You can technically complete you can complete the whole purchase or the whole refi from home, literally.
Yeah, right? It's amazing.
So it's a really, really easy process. I just want to show you one more thing, because I think you mentioned the
pricing. Yeah.
So the pricing, Calvin, the idea is to make sure we can really make the pricing a really transparent experience, and also to avoid any surprises or shocks in the end, right? Because that's what the clients are sometimes scared for. And I remember, when we speak to clients day in, day out, right? A lot of the clients do ask this question to us when we're talking about pricing. They're like, but is there anything else? But is there anything else? And I'm like, yeah, let me ask you this, John. Why are you asking this? He's like, because every time you're dealing with a lawyer, there's always something else.
There is.
And usually there's always surprises in the end, right? So So if you go to our website, Deeded.ca, if you click on pricing, you'll basically see a calculator there. So on the calculator, basically you can plug in your house price. So for example, this purchase is say 600K, and I'm a first time buyer, whatever. Right? So it'll calculate and tell you, the major chunks of costs that you need to budget for. So to give you an idea, a purchase, standard purchase, our legal fee is $9.99 plus HST. For a sale, it's $8.99 plus HST, and for a refinance, it's $8.99 plus HST. The important part to note here, Cal, is we don't charge anything else as in our fee apart from the legal fee. So anything else that the client is budgeting for apart from the legal fee are all standard disbursements.
Does it matter if it is a rental or like a purchase of a rental or principal residence? Does it matter?
Not really. No. So basically, the way it'll work is, apart from the legal fee, when you're getting a closing bill from a lawyer, technically you'll see the legal fee, you'll see disbursement, and the third component that you'll see is our internal disbursement charges. So, so let's talk about disbursements first. So standard disbursements that you will see when you're working with us are things like title insurance, domain registration, searches, land transfer taxes, bank wire charges, things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get the end closing bill is where you will see additional charges like $50, $60 of printing, photocopy, $80 of courier, long distance phone call, file storage costs, paper clips, like all these kind of charges, right? And remember, I think I told you, I was chatting with one of these clients the other day, and they said they bought a property last year in Midland, and their closing bill had a long distance phone call of $320, right?
That's crazy.
And clients were like, "What are you talking about?" Right? Who are you calling nowadays? Like for $300, right? You can speak to anyone literally for free, right? But that's what you get, right? So the idea was to eliminate any unnecessary, charges that the client should not be paying. So and again, like the whole electronic signing also eliminates the at-home signing cost for someone to book an appointment, go into your property and all that. So it's a more affordable experience that way, right? And also like it's also convenient because the fact that you don't have to print anything saves you all the stress of paper and ink and all that. I remember I was speaking to one of the clients last week, and they said they were doing a refinance early in 2020. The lawyer apparently they claimed they were doing remote signings and all that. The lawyer asked the client still to print 300 pages of documents.
Oh my God.
And the client was like, "Who has that kind of ink at home?"
No one. No paper, no ink.
So the client was like, I was running to my neighbors to see if they have ink and paper.
Oh my God.
It's crazy, right? So when you talk about remote signing, yeah, a lot of the folks do claim that, but it's not 100% electronic experience.
Yeah.
We have a seamless end-to-end electronic experience that is completely paperless. It's efficient, it's fast because we can do fast closings from the time. Also, Kevin, let me ask you this, how common is that, if you speak to any law firm, most of the times, until the lawyer gets the instructions, they don't even touch the file.
No, of course not.
It's not with us though. That's the thing. With us, as soon as you submit the client info to us or you send the clients over, we already start doing everything, right? So by the time the instructions are received, we are already ready to close, right? So it's a more, systematic process, it's a more efficient process, a fast, process that also, ensures the clients have memorable experience and more agents have, predictability, and you guys can get paid fast and move on. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's pretty much it. I mean, that's why, if you compare our closing bills as well with any other firm in Ontario, we'll always be 15-20% lower because we don't have any unnecessary charges, right?
Yeah, not only that, but I mean, to us, the transparency is super important because a lot of the time, like, we have, like, we help ourselves, and a lot of my viewer, a lot of my student, like when I teach them, I always say, hey, you know what, you have to provide the best service you can. But a lot of the time, the whole house purchasing experience is get ruined at the end by the lawyer and all that. And like you don't even know the lawyer, and there's no way to control their service level. But meanwhile, you here and sometimes the realtor, we try to maintain the best possible experience for the client, and at the end just got ruined by the lawyer. It is very unfortunate, I would say. And so if my viewer, all this new mortgage agent and even customer want to get in touch with you, like, let me ask you one more question. Say that an end user customer saw this video, and can they just call you directly, or they have to go through a mortgage agent or something like that?
Not necessarily. So if there's a client who wants to get in touch with us directly, and they want to use us for their closing, they can simply come to our website. They can click on get started. They can give us a call. They can email us at hello@deeded.ca, hello@deeded.ca. If they want to email me directly, they can do that. Allen, ALLEN @deeded.ca. But so we service the clients directly as well. The reason why we also love working with mortgage agents as partners, because I think when a mortgage agent is able to explain the service to the clients, initially before they are handed over to us, the client comes in a more educated form. They understand exactly what to expect, what are the next steps. There's a bit of a relationship when it's coming through a mortgage agent. So again, we love working with the mortgage agents, but hey, if the client wants to work with us directly, again, it's no different like working with any other lawyer. They can reach out to us directly. For mortgage agents who want to partner with us, what I would suggest is reach out to me directly, Allen, ALLEN, again @deeded.ca, or you can email us at hello@deeded.ca, because the way we do business is we like to discuss your business, understand what is which markets do you service, what are the type of clientele that you cater to, what are your current systems, what are your experiences say in the past with some of the law firms, what are you looking to achieve with, say, partnering up with us, what are your expectations? So it's a good partnership, it's a solid partnership. We customize the experience for you. We assign you dedicated clerks, concierge teams. So again, and again, mind you, all that happens pretty fast. So we can literally set up everything, get you going in the same day. So it's not like we'll take a month.
Now, Allen, let me ask you my last question.
Yeah.
Is this only in Ontario, or is this like everywhere in Canada?
Yeah, so we started off from Toronto, we scaled all across Ontario, and also right now we service all of Ontario, because again, the client can just do it from home, from anywhere. So currently we service, Ottawa, Windsor, Belleville, Kingston, you name it, South Beach, Tiny, Midland, Barrie, everywhere, right?
But not outside of Ontario, right?
Yeah,
not yet.
We are soon going to launch. We'll be launching in BC and Alberta soon.
Yeah.
So shortly we'll be doing the announcement once everything is ready on our end. So it's in the pipeline. We're setting up the teams and all the legality behind it. So soon we'll launch. And again, because we work with some of the top mortgage agents and teams who already work in BC, Alberta, we already have large groups of mortgage agents and clients excited to be working with us, and we're as excited as they are. So yeah, looking forward to
and make sure you let me know once you're launched in BC, because I also have a lot of viewer and student who are situated in Vancouver. So for you guys, if you want to get an updated, make sure you subscribe to this channel. As soon as Allen let me know, I will let you guys know. So today, thank you very much, Allen, for spending some time with us and educate us, all the new mortgage agent, on some of the new technology that we have, and so make our life much more easier.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna say a couple of things before I sign off.
Yeah.
The first thing I'll say is good luck to all your students and all the younger lot or people who are starting their careers in mortgage industry. I think if you guys have the right the right systems and processes. Again, believe in the process, because if you do the right thing, you'll always get the right result. If you do not have a correct process, then results will not be consistent.
Yeah.
So look at the bigger picture, have the right process, and put in the hard work, and then you'll get it. And B, if you guys have any other questions, as mortgage agents, if your viewers have any questions about a specific client they have, or about pricing, or about getting a quote or whatever, send me an email, or you can reach out to Calvin. I'll be more than happy to collaborate with him and answer all the questions, so that again we can help each other, because that's how we'll build the community. So
excellent.
Yeah.
So thank you, Allen, once again.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
So there you have it. I apologize that the audio is not the best. Again, this is my first time doing a Zoom interview and taping it for YouTube. So I already found a solution to that, but I apologize. And I do feel that the contents that we have is very valuable to you. So I apologize once again for the audio. I didn't know that it would be like that. But having him on is also very difficult, because he's a busy man, and so I do not want to retape it. Okay, so bear with me. I apologize once more time, but I hope the content is valuable to you, and that you find that finding out that technology is actually not distancing you and human touch. In fact, technology is helping you getting more human touch in this physical distancing world. Okay, and if you like the content, if you like what I'm teaching in this channel, which is helping new mortgage agents making more money, feel free to subscribe, to like the button, check out my website, mortgagehackercanada.com, and find out a whole suite of my teaching material, from the books to live workshop to the mastermind class, mastermind meeting, and next week something new coming up. Okay, so I will see you then.